I dated Jeffrey Epstein very briefly in 1983. And, his best friend at that time was Donald Trump. They had a very close friendship. And one day I was on a walk with Jeffrey, and he said, let's stop in and see Donald in his office at Trump Tower. And I said, okay. And we walked in there, and Trump proceeded to grope me right outside of his office door while Jeffrey just stood there and watched. His hands were all over my body, and it was very odd because the two of them were talking about, something not about the groping. They were having a conversation. I don't remember what it was about, and smiling, continuing on with their conversation as if the groping wasn't happening, which caused me to sort of freeze up and be utterly confused about what was going on. After the incident, and it was, very brief, just a couple of minutes, we took the elevator, down, and Jeffrey's energy was very dark and sort of stormy and angry, and we got it on the street, and he just ranted at me and asked me, he kept saying, why did you let him do that? Why did you let him do that? And I remember being utterly confused, like, yeah, why did I? What just happened? And as I came into my body, I got the sense that the whole thing was coordinated.
Coordinated? Why do you think coordinated if he was asking you why you let him do it?
Well, Jeffrey, I had told him many times that, I was very combative when men would grope me or touch me or assault me, whether they were photographers from the industry or men on the streets of Paris or whatever it was, and that I had been reprimanded by a couple of agents for being, combative, which was basically just standing up to sexual assault in studios. And so my sense is that I was walked in there as sort of a challenge to see if Trump would do what he has admitted to doing to women, which is grabbing them, the Access Hollywood tape, he talked about it, his own words, and then what he did to me and, what the other, 27 and counting women he has touched without consent have shared. So I think it was a challenge, and they were such close friends. These are the kind of creepy, misogynistic games they were up to together.
What's your reaction to the emails that we're discovering today?